Amenaza final absoluta. Vladimir Putin ha lanzado un ultimátum a Donald Trump y ha advertido de una respuesta abrumadora si Ucrania dispara finalmente. Vamos a estar escuchando las palabras de Vladimir Putin desde Moscú este 24 de octubre. Una situación que parece que puede ir cada vez a peor, no a mejor. Zelensky decía que se iba a parar en el Donbass, pero Vladimir Putin lo tiene muy claro. Quiere recuperar el 100% de todas las zonas anexadas a Rusia. Vamos a escuchar sus declaraciones. Atención.
An attempt at escalation, but if such weapons are used to strike Russian territory, the response will be very serious, if not overwhelming. Let them think about that. As for the economic side, I repeat once again, of course, there is nothing good or pleasant here. But if we look objectively and professionally at this economic side of these sanctions, what do we see? Currently, the USA, I think, produces about 13.5 million barrels per day, holding the first place. Saudi Arabia is in second place with about 10 million, and the Russian Federation is third with about 9.5 million barrels per day. But the USA consumes 20 million. They sell something and buy even more, mainly in Canada. So they produce 13.5 and consume 20, but the Russian Federation and Saudi Arabia sell more oil and oil products. I might be mistaken about something there. On the go, I might mix something up, but approximately the order will be similar to reality. And what is that? Saudi Arabia sells about 9 million tons of oil and petroleum products to external markets. The Russian Federation, 7.5. So our contribution to the global energy balance is very significant.
Very. And now this balance as a whole, in the interest of consumers and in the interest of producers, has been created.
Breaking this balance is a very thankless task, including for those who try to do it. Why? Well, firstly, it must be said that overall production is currently on a plateau. Of course, it is possible to replace some part, certainly not all. That's impossible, but some part of Russian oil and petroleum products on the global market. But firstly, this requires time. Secondly, it requires significant investments. For the first time, we recently heard from the International Energy Agency that it is encouraging and guiding economic participants to invest in hydrocarbon energy. Until now, it was the opposite. They said, including within the framework of the International Energy Agency, that investments should be made in alternative energy sources. Yes, it is necessary, but it has become clear that hydrocarbons cannot be avoided in the coming years, decades at least. This is obvious due to the growth in consumption. The global economy is growing and the consumption of energy resources is increasing. Well, there you go. It is not possible to sharply increase it at the moment. But if the amount of our oil and oil products on the global market sharply decreases, prices will rise. And my American colleague and I also talked about this. What will this lead to? It will lead to...
Bueno, ya ha dado en este caso Vladimir Putin una situación, es decir, ya ha dado bueno, pues una pista de lo que hablaron tanto Trump como Putin en esa conversación de más de 2 horas. Es decir, bueno, si nos ponéis sanciones, recordad que bueno, la economía global se verá afectada. Sí que había habido varios medios de comunicación que hablaban de teoría de la conspiración sobre que Putin y Trump sí que se pusieron de acuerdo en base a esas sanciones, es decir, que a Moscú no le pilla desapercibido. Vamos a ver, porque las declaraciones de Vladimir Putin lo dejan muy claro, es decir, él ha asegurado que esas sanciones no son buenas para Europa y mucho menos también para los Estados Unidos. Así que, ¿qué estaba pensando el propio Donald Trump cuando aceptaba llevar a cabo estas sanciones, que por cierto las estuvimos viendo justamente hace unos días, que ya se habló de que las sanciones y el 19 paquete de sanciones, por cierto, de Europa, que no iba a funcionar. María Zakharova ya sacaba a la luz el hecho de que Estados Unidos no tenía nada que hacer contra las sanciones rusas, sobre todo contra los petroleros rusos. Vamos a escucharle.
A sharp increase in the cost of oil and oil products, including at gas stations. And the United States is no exception. And if you consider the domestic political calendar in the same states, it is clear how sensitive some processes will be in this regard. And those who suggest such decisions to the current administration, you need to understand who they are working for. But it doesn't matter. What is important for us is that we feel confident and stable, and despite certain losses, which will of course be related to many circumstances, nevertheless, our energy sector feels quite confident. But I hope that this will not lead to serious changes in the global market, although everyone should now think, I agree with the International Energy Agency, about the need to invest in traditional energy, in traditional types of energy. We are doing this and intend to continue. If in the end we move not towards some kind of pressure, but towards a serious conversation about the future, including in the economic sphere, then we have many areas for joint work. We are generally ready for this, but as we see, it depends not only on the Russian Federation, but also on our partners, in this case, the Americans.
Thank you.
Please tell me, please, I will ask you a question. TV channel Zvezda, Kovovkishing Pacient Pomos Perinambas, Kovarshinsky Konstantin, regarding the use of Western long-range weapons. How do you personally assess the obviously contradictory signals coming from Washington? Recently, the Washington Post and the Wall Street Journal stated that the USA lifted a key restriction on the use of these weapons. Then Trump stated that Tomahawks would not be supplied after all. And just literally an hour ago, Zelensky again says that Ukraine will receive weapons that will hit almost 3,000 kilometers. In your opinion, is this escalation?
This is an attempt at escalation, but if such weapons are used to strike Russian territory, the response will be very serious, if not overwhelming. Let them think about that.
Bueno, aquí lo ha dejado muy claro el propio Putin, es decir, bueno, déjenlos pensar sobre lo que van a estar haciendo en relación a este tema, déjenlos pensar si van a querer atacarnos o no, pero bueno, la respuesta será inmediata y muy contundente. Ahí vemos que Vladimir Putin no tiene ninguna duda y al mismo tiempo también ha dicho, bueno, si ustedes pretenden atacar, si ustedes pretenden atacarnos a nosotros dentro de nuestro territorio, evidentemente atacaremos con todas nuestras municiones y armamentos. Aquí ya estamos hablando efectivamente de que Putin ha llevado a cabo una advertencia atómica, una advertencia nuclear. Como siempre, amigos, nos vemos en el próximo capítulo aquí en John Helton Noticias. Un saludo y hasta luego.